News every 15 minutes, weather every 10, and sports twice an hour.
Newstalk, KGVO, AM 1290 and 101.5 FM.
You're listening to Montana Morning with Peter Christian.
A report on fires throughout Montana. Good morning, everyone. It's Montana Morning. It's Wednesday, July 27th, 2016. Sky is clear. It's a beautiful morning, just like the last couple of mornings, just carbon copies, really. Exactly the same temperature, in fact. We have a clear sky and 57 degrees. Our newscast this morning, sponsored by Selway Armory on Stockyard Road. More guns and ammo than anyone in Missoula. The best prices in Montana. Montana's premier firearms dealer. Our top stories have to deal with fire. Missoula rural fire crews were called out to a small grass fire yesterday in the Y93 development at 7200 Highway 10 West. That was early yesterday afternoon. Assistant Chief Brent Christopherson told me that one engine was already close to the scene when the 911 call came in.
The firefighters were able to get around the fire without it getting too large, about a half an acre in size. That engine did request another engine and a tender. So with the help of everybody, we were able to quickly suppress the thing.
Christopherson said the fire was human-caused, but was accidental in nature.
There was a rake being pulled by a tractor that somehow caused a spark in the field there, and then as soon as that happened, the fire took off quite rapidly, and of course that's when they called for help to stop it. Christopherson
said no one was injured in the fire, which was under control after just a couple of hours. The Blue Lake fire burning south of Virginia City may not be a 1,000-acre blaze, but its proximity to homes has brought in a Type 3 management team. Fire Information Officer Carrie Maddox says a lot of the recent growth of the fire has been due to the efforts of firefighters.
Our acreage is up to 629 acres, and that reflects a little bit of spread and also some burnout operations that the crews have conducted. Notably, as far as acres, there was a small spot fire to the south of the fire that was within a half a mile of two homes up there in the Hay Press and Shining Mountain subdivision. So that was a main focus for firefighters as soon as that happened.
Last Friday, when the blaze was around 400 acres, the main concern was subdivision to the west and the axolotl cabin to the east. Both areas were about a mile and a half from the fire. Maddox says the fire has not moved much toward either area.
There hasn't been any movement of the fire towards either one of those directions. The increase in acreage has been mostly internal. We got an updated containment yesterday evening up to 30%, which is great news, especially for residents on that end. The spot fire is now fully contained, and a lot of the southeastern flank of the fire, which is the area where the neighborhoods are. So that containment is great news for everybody.
The main struggle now is to cut off the fire to the north, where steep terrain makes firefighting more difficult. Maddox says the area will likely smoke all summer until the blaze is killed by a season-ending event like autumn rains or snow. On Sunday, the Deer Creek fire flared up about 10 miles south of Tarkio at the Lolo National Forest. Forest spokesman Boyd Hartwig said fire crews are now in the midst of mopping it up.
It went to 16 acres. It stayed pretty well confined to that perimeter. It's a really spotty fire. We put some single-engine air tankers on it pretty quickly Sunday, and we had about 8 engines up there. And so we've been able to stop fire growth, and that fire hasn't grown at all for the last 2 days.
The lack of growth on the Deer Creek fire is due to a number of factors.
It's kind of in a creek bottom with good road access. Firefighters were able to get on it quickly through the road system, and we had some single-engine air tankers on it quick, too. We don't have a cause yet. It didn't look like a lightning strike, so just the area that it was in, kind of leads us to possibility of human-caused fire.
Hardwick said the fire may be fully extinguished sometime in the next few days. Landowners, environmentalists, and public health workers are asking Montana regulators to require companies to more fully divulge which chemicals they use to produce oil and gas. A 2011 state rule allows companies to conceal chemicals they consider trade secrets. Critics say the trade secrets exception represents an unlawful loophole, violating the public's right to know about chemicals that threaten public health. A coalition represented by the environmental law firm Earth Justice yesterday petitioned the Montana Board of Oil and Gas Conservation to tighten up its rules. Earth Justice attorney Catherine O'Brien says companies should have to justify any fracking ingredients withheld, as is done in Wyoming. Board Administrator Jim Halverson said the 2011 rule has been adequate. It requires proprietary ingredients to be released if needed after a fracking project has begun. An attorney for Republican gubernatorial candidate Greg Gianforte has sent letters to television stations urging them to stop airing an attack ad against him. The cease and desist letter from Anita Milanovich said the ad by Good Jobs Montana PAC is false and misleading, and stations should refuse to air it. Milanovich writes the ad contains false claims, such as Gianforte is a, quote, millionaire from New Jersey, end quote, and that he, quote, sued to eliminate a popular public access spot, end quote. Gianforte is from California, grew up in Pennsylvania. He filed a lawsuit against the state in 2009 over a dispute about an easement next to his property, but resolved the issue out of court. The Montana Broadcasters Association is counseling television station to consult their attorneys about whether to continue airing those ads. By the way, we'll have a spokesman from the Gianforte campaign in our 7 o'clock newscast to talk about just that. The longtime Lewis and Clark County coroner is no longer supervising 2 employees. County Chief Administrative Officer Eric Bryson told the Independent Record that he is supervising the employees now who have been moved to a temporary office. Bryson declined to say why the staffers were relocated. Coroner Mickey Nelson came under fire after the state threatened to seek a court order to have him complete 51 death certificates that had been filed with the cause of death listed as pending because lab or autopsy results had not yet come in. 2 of the certificates dated all the way back to 2011. Nelson got the work done by mid-July deadline. Bryson said he plans to seek help from a local law enforcement to inventory the coroner's evidence room. A former deputy coroner said the office was disorganized and in disarray. 32-year-old Travis Dishman appeared in Missoula Justice Court yesterday, charged with felony tampering with a witness out of Lake County. Deputy County Attorney Celine Kepke asked Judge Lindy Holloway for $20,000 bail.
Mr. Dishman, the defendant, is charged with tampering with witnesses. That's based on 42 recorded phone calls he made from the Lake County Jail trying to persuade another individual to lie for him in a pending district court case where he's facing an assault with a weapon charge.
Kepke said the attempted tampering occurred while Dishman was already convicted of a felony.
That offense, just so the court is aware, was committed while he was already on felony probation. And Judge, the state believes that this new offense that was directed at a witness in that case demonstrates the defendant's contempt for rules of probation and the laws and court orders at this time.
Judge Holloway set bail at $20,000 and remanded Dishman back to the Missoula County Jail. Finally, a 26-year-old male grizzly bear, officials say it recently killed 7 sheep, has been euthanized close to the Montana border in eastern Idaho. Idaho Department of Fish and Game officials say an examination of the bear while it was sedated found it had lost its upper teeth and its lower teeth were in very bad shape. Officials say its poor dental health caused the bear to prey on sheep. Officials say the combination led to the decision to euthanize the bear Saturday after getting permission from the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Services. Officials trapped the bear 23 years ago for scientific purposes, and it had not been known to be in any human-related conflicts until the killing of those sheep. Our News Talk time now, 6:13.
News Talk, KGVO.
Missoula's official weather station.
Ample sunshine today with a slight chance of a shower and thunderstorm this afternoon. High temperatures will top out in the upper 80s and low 90s. We'll see solid sunshine Thursday. Temperatures will warm into the mid-90s Friday and Saturday. I'm meteorologist Brooke Foster, KECA 13.